Ohio Grower here. Today we're going to be going over the Fox Farm Nutrient Trio Pack. You're going to want to also get you some pH up and pH down. General Hydroponics makes some good products. You're going to want to also pick up some CalMag and Bush Doctor Sledgehammer, which helps remove nutrient buildup. I use other things such as silica, but it's not required because Fox Farm has this already in it. So today we're going to be going over the three main ones, plus CalMag. Okay, it reads, use your preferred Fox Farm potting soil when transplanting seedlings in the larger containers. We recommend 2 gallon size or larger. For best results, feed up to 2 times per week. Maintain a pH 5.6 to 6.8 to prevent nutrient lockout and reduce stress on plants. Never mix pure concentrates together. Always add water first. Should plants show signs of stress or color irregularities, flush your soil. When using cocoa-based media, flush every 2 weeks during the flowering cycle, as cocoa has a tendency to retain unwanted salt residue more than peat-based soils. Alright, so the way to read this is, it's a little difficult and it can be a pain, but we're going to teach you here. It's real easy. So down at the bottom, first thing they show you is if you have an extended cycle for veg and flowering, what to do. So keep that in mind. One thing to note, it says you can feed it twice a week, but what I do is I feed once, and then I will feed a regular, feed once with nutrients, and then feed once after that with just regular pH water, and then nutrients again. So always make sure you got that water in between. So if you don't get 2 feedings in a week, that's fine. And then the next thing you're going to want to see is how much your starting ppm is of your water. Excuse me. Had to burp, I thought. Anyways, my well water starts out at 200 parts per million. So you guys are going to want to test yours, see what it starts out as. And then starting the first week, as well, seedlings and cuttings, or cuttings. Seedlings and cuttings, they got on there, but you don't want to give no nutrients to anything that young. You kind of want to wait, you'll know, so your plants get about so big before you start giving nutrients. Anyways, let's go here. We'll show you how to read this. Week 1, you're going to go 18 hours of light, and it even tells you an EC or parts per million. And you're going to want to give 6 teaspoons of Big Bloom and nothing else. That's week 1. And then week 2, as it says, 18 hours of daylight, and you're going to want to give 6 teaspoons of Big Bloom and 1 teaspoon of Grow Big, and then 1 of CalMag. And you're going to want to take and put your gallon of water in your your pot. You want to put your water in there first, and then put your pH in there and get it all pH'd up. And make sure the water's in there first, and then mix the concentrates in. Never mix the concentrates together. Okay, and then on day 3, you got 18 hours of light, and then 6 teaspoons of Big Bloom, 2 teaspoons of Grow Big, and then 1 of CalMag. And they're saying your parts per million should read anywhere from 1820 to 2100, which is okay. Now that I don't recommend, because with marijuana you want to kind of keep it during the vegetative state under 1000 parts per million, and then during flower I don't go over 12 to 1300. Definitely don't go over 13. You can, but it's more than like that they'll be burnt. So just keep it in mind how much your ppm is starting out to. And then in week 4, 18 hours of light, and it says 3 teaspoons of Big Bloom, 2 teaspoons of Grow Big, and 1 teaspoon of CalMag. And then what most people don't notice is the blue columns there. There's 3 of them, and that's where you're going to give it the Sledgehammer Flush, 2 teaspoons per gallon. It prevents nutrient lockout. It flushes the roots out with I can't remember what quite's in it, but it helps prevent the nutrient lockout, so your plants can absorb nutrients. Alright, so make sure you give that to your plants in between when it says, like I said, you'll have those cycles where you give it nutrients and then you give it just regular pH water after. You're going to want to just give it to it in one of those pH waters in between week 4 and 5 and week 7 and 8 and week 10 and 11. Just make sure you put it in there during a regular watering where you give it pH water. You don't have to make it a special watering where you do nutrients and then your pH water and then you give it the flush water. You can just do the flushing with the pH water. And then from there on, you're going to kind of get the idea that you're going to add, let's just say week 5, it's 12 hours of light now because you're in the flower. According to this, unless you have an extended veg period, then just do week 4 again. But you're in 12 hours of light, and now you're going to want to use 3 teaspoons of Big Bloom, 2 teaspoons of Grow Big, 1 teaspoon of Tiger Bloom now, and then 1 teaspoon of CalMag. And then it should be reading, mine always read about 1200. That was with my 200 starting out, so it's about 1000 ppm with all those nutrients right there. The 3 of the Big Bloom, the 2 of the Grow Big, the 1 of the Tiger Bloom, and the 1 of the CalMag. And I was also giving it an extra teaspoon of silica, so that raised it up to 1200. But then in week 6, you're going to want to go 12 hours of light, 3 teaspoons of Big Bloom, 2 teaspoons of Grow Big, 1 teaspoon of Tiger Bloom, and 1 of CalMag. Week 7, 12 hours of light, 3 teaspoons of Big Bloom, 2 teaspoons of Grow Big, 1 teaspoon of Tiger Bloom, and 1 teaspoon of CalMag. Then you're going to want to flush again with a sledgehammer. And then in week 8, you're going to want to do 3 teaspoons of Big Bloom, 2 teaspoons of Grow Big, 2 teaspoons of the Tiger Bloom, and 1 of the CalMag. In week 9, you got 12 hours of light again, 3 teaspoons of Big Bloom, 1 teaspoon of Grow Big, 2 teaspoons of the Tiger Bloom, and 1 teaspoon of the CalMag, which will be the last teaspoon for that. And then in week 10, 12 hours of light, 3 teaspoons of Big Bloom, no more Grow Big, 2 teaspoons of Tiger Bloom, and no more CalMag. Then you're going to do another sledgehammer flush. Like I said, just give it with your pH water after your nutrient feeding. And then week 11, 12 hours of light, 3 teaspoons of Big Bloom, 2 teaspoons of Tiger Bloom. And week 12, 3 teaspoons of Big Bloom and 1 teaspoon Tiger Bloom. And if you have an extended flowering cycle, depending on what you're growing, you're going to want to repeat week 12. But I suggest during the last 2 weeks of, if it's marijuana, you want to go a flush where you take and you actually run water to the top of the plant and flush your soil nutrient out, which will be pretty high. If you feed it by the schedule, it'll probably be around 2000. And then remember you're starting ppm in your water, which mine's 200, so I'm going to take water and I'm going to flush it to the top real slow and then pump it out the bottom into jugs until the soil basically is back to the 200, the closest I can get to neutral. You can also dilute it further throughout the week with mixing half with regular water and distilled water. There's a few other things you can do. Also, the last few days you can quit watering, like the last 4 days, anywhere from 2 to 4 days before harvest. But the flushing 2 weeks before is real important. You want to get those nutrients out of the soil. You don't want your plant. You want your plant to soak up what nutrients it has and use them up. You don't want it tasting real harsh. So we just wanted to go over the soil feeding schedule for Fox Farm and the Trio Pack. It's really called a quadruple pack now, because it's got the Cow Mag, and they should call it a Cinco Pack because it takes the sledgehammer flush stuff. So I just thought I'd get this out and show you guys on how to use it. It's not difficult how to read, but it was kind of confusing at first. But you do use all those together, and they have the orange section for different, different things. They're good for different kinds of flowers and depending on what you're growing, fruits, stuff like that. I mean, it could all be good for weed too, but the green section is real good for pot. Alright, I think that's going to close it up here. I don't see anything else from missing. We do have the other ones here I'm looking at in the book I have, where you just give the big bloom and the boomerang, and they have the Cultivation Nation grow pack. But this is the one that this is the real popular one everybody likes to use, so I thought I'd just go over how to read this feeding schedule. Alright, that's going to be it for it.